All right, so I'm going to be showing you how to draw a dragon, or how at least I draw a dragon. I start with the head. Most people don't really need you to start with the head because it can get too detailed, and then if the head looks nice and then the body doesn't look nice, that's a big thing. Or if the head looks bad and then the body looks bad, it like they can just mismatch and not be good. But how I start, do a little circle, and then in the top fourth of that circle, I make it a little darker, and that's the forehead. Go into the mouth area, that's going to be a rectangle in front of it, and it's going to be rounded at the bottom. Then I do my eyes, just going to do like a half oval and a little line on the inside to be the pupil. Then I do a little comma for the nose, and then I go into the mouth, and it's like a little squiggly line. We go down, then up, and then sometimes I do a little dot right after. Then I'm going to go into a little bit of different stuff. But I'm getting really detailed with the head, and that's kind of making me a little upset because I just said if you make the head too nice and it doesn't really match the body, it's going to look gross. But we're going to move on to the ears anyway. I just do little rounded ears. Sometimes you can do pointier ears, but you're going to connect the forehead to those ears, and then you can do a little rounded curve at the end of the mouth to make that chin so they have a jawline. Then you're going to do the opposite of that to make the neck. So it's going to go down instead of up towards the ears. It's going to go down, and then you continue that line down as far as you want for the neck. This line you're making right now is the neck, and it's going to make like a really soft S. When it starts to curve inwards, that's going to be, you don't want to go too far in because your legs, you can't forget about your legs. Then you basically follow the same neckline, but you make it shorter for the back of the neck. Then you're going to do a little circle. That'll be for the shoulders. And then you can make the spine. Most of the time I do a curvy spine, but this one, because they're just standing, it's going to be a straight spine just going backwards. And then I'm going to do the belly underneath, and I'm going to swoop up a little bit because they have ribs. So you want to start out wider and then go up when the ribs stop. At the back there, I just drew another circle. Those are the hips. So head, shoulder, and hips. All right, then you're going to go back into where the shoulders are to make those front legs. And I just re-emphasize the circle because I wanted to. But you're just going to go down pretty much what you did for the neck, right? You're going to go down, really soft curve line. And make sure you make that elbow. You only really see the elbow on the back of the leg, but you also want that little bit of a joint on the front too. Then I draw the foot. I don't know how to describe it. It's like a triangle, but also not really. And then you do a smaller one. Then you're just going to continue that, but it looks kind of messed up to me already. The head looks really small, but we're going to go into the back leg. I do the knee. That is that first big curve. Then I go down, draw the foot again, and then pretty much it's the same exact thing as the front leg, except the elbow part goes up a little bit. Then I do the tail and the back legs, and I'm just going faster because I don't really like this body. It's huge. The head is itty bitty. But the back legs are a little bit higher because they're a little bit further back. So things that are closer up are going to be bigger, lower. Things further back are going to be smaller, higher up. Also, the tail, I didn't mention this, but the tail is pointy because it's like a lizard dragon, not like a fluffy dragon like I draw sometimes. But going back to the background stuff, I just color those in to make them look background, to make them look like they're in shadow. And I do the ear too because I forgot about that. But that's pretty much how I draw my dragons. Again, not recommending doing the head first because, like I said, I am really hating how this is looking right now. But that's all the art process is, right? You're just going to dislike some things, you're going to like other things. And I don't like how that one turned out, so big old X for it. Okay, we're going to move on to the long dragon because that's what you wanted. We'll start with the head like we did before. Then we are going to move on and we're going to do all the circles, right? So we can do the spine if we want. We can do like a really curvy line, or we can just do some circles. But we'll start with our extra curvy line because I want an extra long body, so it'll be extra long spine. Then we do where the shoulders and the hips are. The hips are going to be near the end of that line. And we're going to do the underside of the body, but very, very lightly because it might change a little bit. And then we're going to add on after that circle the tail. So whatever you want the tail to be doing, sometimes it could be the opposite of what the body is doing. It might be a little bit higher, might be a little bit lower, but that is the tail. And basically you want to follow that same line from the top where the spine is to where the bottom is going to be, right? And just making the line a little bit more dark. And they're going to have a sharp lizard-like tail like the other guy because we're doing lizard dragons today. Now, we're following that spine, and we're just making it a little bit darker because the spine is the top part of the body, right? They're horizontal creatures. The top of them is the spine. So we want to follow that top line, like the string, all the way through the tail because they have bones in their tail. So we're going to make that line, and we're just going to follow it, right? It can't just like break off into random pieces. It has to be all together. And pretty much this is going to tell you when you're coloring where the top of your tail is and where the bottom of your tail is in case they're two different colors. But you just draw that until you can't go anymore. Then we're going to finish off the belly part. You can make them as big or as thin as you want. Doesn't really matter. Just follow the top line and make it about equidistant from the belly. And we're going to do legs now, short legs, because I don't know if this is true because it's not true because giraffes don't follow this, but something that is tall is going to be tall, right?